We had the events of 9/11, which resulted in the creation of TSA at the end of 2001. At that time, TSA was a part of the Department of Transportation. Shortly the next year, the Department of Homeland Security was created, which brought over 22 agencies into DHS, TSA, the Secret Service, Coast Guard, Customs and Border Protection, Homeland Security investigations. So our focus is on not just at that time which passenger rail security, but now all surface transportation. So passenger and freight rail, some aspects of maritime, pipelines, school buses, mass transit agencies. A couple of years ago, there were the first set of security regulations that now started affecting mass transit. For bus-only systems in designated high-threat urban areas, they're required to have a 24/7 point of contact for TSA. There are some cybersecurity regulations and voluntary security improvement activities. So voluntary on the part of the mass transit provider engaging with TSA. So that's going to include a variety of assessments and training. And then exercises. One of the trainings that we provide primarily is called First Observer Plus. And that is a security awareness training for frontline employees on observing, assessing, and reporting. So CETA is security enhancement through assessment. And so basically what we're doing is partnering with an entity to evaluate some aspect of their security program. As they're going around their vehicle, looking, make sure the headlights work, the turn signals work, that the tires look normal. There's from operationally the vehicle is ready to perform normally mechanically. But we're also asking the agencies to have their drivers look through a security lens at their vehicle. So is there anything unusual about the vehicle? So we'll teach that in the phase 2 training here for CETA. And then phase 3 is coming back and doing the assessment again, putting the bags back on the vehicles and then seeing what's the detection rate. So we have I-STEP, which is a series of TSA exercises that can kind of help an owner operator, an agency with evaluating their plan. The Cyber 5 and 5 are regional workshops that we offer a few times throughout the year, and talks about 5 non-technical measures that you can take in 5 days to improve your agency's cybersecurity posture. Exercise information system. So this is a portal that TSA can make available to our transit partners, where you can, if you want to craft your own tabletop exercise or facilitated discussion, baseline assessment for security enhancement, side-base, and that goes over aspects of the NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology cybersecurity framework. All of these assessments are free of charge to mass transit agency. We also now have specific cybersecurity inspectors within surface operations within TSA. They are responsible for left of incident. So before an incident happens, our cybersecurity inspectors help provide training and assessments.
This is fiscal year 23. Some of the things we're trying to do is capture crime data. We really try to look at some of the things that are affecting ridership: biohazards, driver assaults, fights on buses, and vandalisms. Now the FTA is zeroing in on this even more. They proposed a new general rule. So our executive board adopted this in 2023. California Penal Code 640, it really is the state penal code section that governs conduct on transit specifically. Our policy, it's to maintain a customer code of conduct. This is a be on the lookout or BOLO bulletin that we've implemented at Foothill Transit in the last maybe year and a half. Every time a crime occurs on our system, a violent crime, a driver assault, we debrief it with our contractors within 24 hours. This particular person is the case study. We started seeing behavior with in the summer of 2022. And it progressed, as you can see. The behavior did not stop. So we started talking with our general counsel and our outside counsel, as well as the counsels of our 2 operations and maintenance. LASD is the sheriff's department, the deputies. We want our contractors and our customers to understand that the law enforcement presence on the bus is, or at our transit centers, is a customer service, forward-facing, community policing approach to keeping the system safe. And this is a snapshot of the layered security approach. This is another way we've communicated with law enforcement and with our contractors. We onboarded the Garda security guards also recently, started last year. The deputies on this mental evaluation team actually teach a 4-hour de-escalation block to the bus operators. And the best part about it is the sheriff's department, law enforcement teach the class. They come to the class dressed in normal civilian clothes. They talk to the operators and the contractors. Garda and ECAM are under the same corporation. Security approach, which is using technology, artificial intelligence, geofencing in the evening hours where we don't have a physical security guard there. During the day when the buses are there, we have a physical guard. At night, we transition to these mobile cameras and set up a geofence and artificial intelligence. The vision for us at Foothill Transit is to leverage this type of technology onto the buses at some point, because that technology is there where you can have your video camera set up with certain artificial intelligence to detect certain things.
We will be presenting on female passengers and microaggressions on public transportation. Specific crime we focus on are microaggression crimes that can include nonverbal harassment, verbal harassment, or physical harassment. Examples of that are stalking, catcalling, or even brushing against women. Our main focus obviously is the bus ride, but we like to believe that it happens before the bus ride, so on the bus stops, during their journey in the buses, and after, once they get off the buses. This creates fear for many women. We also created our own observational tool questionnaire that was inspired by the LA Metro study, Understanding How Women Travel. With this questionnaire, my group went on an Omnitrans journey. We rode the SBX Green Line bus. We also had created a transit journey script, which talks about details regarding the journey a woman takes when attempting to ride the bus. We focused on 3 main topics, which was social observations, neighborhoods, and experience. And some questions that we included were, at any point did you feel any feelings of uneasiness or uncertainty when moving towards different neighborhoods? Or at any point did you feel uncomfortable because of other passengers? So we decided to create a script focusing on the journey for passengers. 1 through 6 is the journey, and then on the side, it's the fears that may appear in their minds when they are traveling. Step 1 is basically creating or figuring out the route they're going to choose. But then we move on to entering setting. So it's from leaving their house and going to the bus stop. Depending on the types of neighborhood they live in or the type of time, it could create a whole bunch of different types of fears. If it's at night and it's in a rough neighborhood. So based off the findings from the Omnitrans 2020-2022 Perceptions of Safety survey, there was a higher percentage of positive perception towards feelings of safety and security while on the bus in comparison to waiting for the bus. Our observational tool questionnaire results. In our results, in the starting route, there was a 50-50 male to female ratio in terms of passengers. In the microaggression that our respondents had faced was only staring. For the return route, there was an increase of male passengers. Because of that, it did alert some of our respondents since the majority of us were females. So key takeaways that we got from our own journey, we noticed the first one is that there was a lot of security in the bus itself. We saw that there was cameras. We really saw a lot of people just getting on, doing their own thing, not really families. Rarely there's children nowadays.
The real-time GPS response system, the main objective of this is to enhance passenger safety by allowing them to feel like they can report concerns, problems. This is a cloud-based reporting software that, as mentioned before, allows passengers to be the eyes and ears of their transportation systems and report any concern. There's going to be onboard training, there's going to be software updates, and a lot of other teams that do need to be involved in updating this software. Behaviors are going to be monitored 24/7. And if you do see something and you need to say something, here's a QR code and it directly will take you there. And it'll give some steps on how you can do reporting as well. Another idea could be possibly just listing what behaviors from stalking to sexual assault and let people know that all of these behaviors will be monitored accordingly.